It is with great pleasure that I get to introduce our next speaker. This individual is a great friend of South Summit, an absolute mover and shaker in the startup ecosystem here in Spain. Our next speaker is Javier Megías, the Startup Program Director at Bankinter Innovation Foundation, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the facts and findings of the investment trends in Spain for 2020. Javier, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Liz, and good day. Well, the Startup Observatory of the Bankinter Innovation Foundation, we have created an extensive database to track the startup and investment activity of the Spanish ecosystem. And this year, we have some interesting insights that we'd like to share with you. First, what is, I would say, quite shocking is, even though we have suffered a really strong health crisis, the investment volume is just slightly lower than the previous year, which is, I would say, quite good news. And taking into account that the underlying health of the ecosystem is really good, I think there are some good news I want to share with you. Well, the first one, as you can see here, is that the number of deals closed this year is all-time record high in the Spanish investment ecosystem. And these years are mostly focused on the range from seed to Series B. We have a huge spike in the Series A, which I think it's quite interesting, at 71% more than the previous year, and also a lower spike on the seed stage, which is a 32% increase compared to the last year. I think that's really good news because it really implies that some of these investment operations, these companies, will evolve to become larger companies and larger investment operations that probably will foster the ecosystem. Regarding the later stages, which is Series C and growth stages, well, you can see the startups at these stages have taken a big toll because there are fewer rounds and they take longer to close. And probably this decrease of 66% will be the reason that the amount of money invested in the ecosystem is lower. Regarding the role of the VC foreign investors in the ecosystem, well, what we can see is that they usually take place or invest in the later stages. And what we're seeing here is that they do account for 18% of their rounds, but 40% of the investment. And this is something that has changed a bit because the last year it was like 50% or so. Regarding the investment type, one of the interesting things here is that we see a lot of corporate investment. As you can see, the corporate investment has grown until 60%, sorry. And also the crowdfunding is picking up, partly to cover the VC decline. Regarding the cities, well, as you can see, Barcelona is still the #1 hub in Spain, but is closely followed this year by Madrid, who is taking right now almost the second place, and also Valencia, who is one of the top ecosystem and is growing a lot. And finally, regarding the industries, what we are seeing is that fintech is still the #1 industry in the ecosystem, but it's closely followed by business and productivity. And as you can see, favored by the corona situation, some sectors like health and well-being are really picking up. And also, of course, gaming is also benefit by this trend. And thank you.